My name's George DiNapoli, and I own and mostly operate Padlock Repairs, and we do general iPhone fixing.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Joe Sisti, the proprietor of Joe's Garage Auto Detailing Services, which is a service I've owned for a year and a half, 2 years.
All right, so basically what we're doing now is this vehicle's pretty far on stage-wise. We're at the waxing stage, and since it has a wrap on it, because it's a company vehicle, you don't wax the wrap, because that can actually, in the way this one's laid out, it can peel off the letters, and that's just bad. And rule number one, obviously, is don't damage the customer's vehicle.
So it's a big understanding, and then you need to understand that you can do it. And I don't want to sound cliche like everyone else, says, oh, you can do it, whatever, but you really can.
So you're just doing the white, the paint, the body paint, which is just all the white. So you just basically prep your surface beforehand, you clean it, make sure there's no grime on it. That's going to get sealed underneath the wax when you go to wax it, because obviously then you had a crappy job. And for waxes and products I only use the best, because you want customers coming back because they say, wow, that guy's the best. So you just take a little bit of this, put it on your waxing pad, and go in circles.
It's difficult, but it's not impossible, is really the best piece of advice I can say for that.
Well, this is just a phone. I've used it for parts a little bit. It's an old one just lying around the house. So I'm just gonna take it apart here, dismantle the screen, maybe take off the LCD shield. I think I'm special to run my own business, at this age, as most of us don't. But in the general business of fixing phones, I don't think that I'm that special. I just think I'm another competitor out there, because I guess the first step to taking it apart is you gotta take out the 2 pentalobe screws right at the bottom, which secures the screen to the body of the phone. So pry it around the edge, pop it up. You do the same thing on the other side. And then you've got it up. Usually there will be a plate right here connecting the screen to the body. Since there's not, I've used that for a different phone. I do think that I am special in the business for my pricing. I try to cut Apple's prices straight in half and do that. So I would say the pricing is special, but the job, not so much.
Because since not a lot of people do it, people think, wow, that kid's running his own business. That's awesome, And that can open up a lot of doors for you if you don't have the job that you look for or that you work so hard to achieve. You go a different direction, it was all worthless. Yes, you met friends and you gained some knowledge, but...
Personally, I feel like a own business of his caliber will not give him that much of an advantage over me. It's going to come down more to education. So people who take the more classroom-based approach, they're going to have more knowledge of how to actually be successful. It's just going to be about more learning how to implement in their first few years and catching up to those people who actually had the experience. Okay. The people who have the education, they're going to have more ideas of what they can do. It's just going to be how are they going to implement those methods.
You spend, say you go to UConn, you spend $200,000 on going to college and, getting this degree in sales or finance or accounting, and then you don't go into a field of that field. What was it all for? What's the reason for, you're stressing yourself out? Because that's all you do in school, really. That's all you do, is you stress yourself out.
Schoolwork is very important to me because I know that to make it in the real world, I'm going to need to have some sort of top-level education. Both of my parents aren't exactly people who were in business, so I don't really have any of that real-world knowledge. It's going to be more based off of what I'm going to learn in college and what job I'm going to ultimately get.
I'd say I've definitely taken my schoolwork a lot more serious ever since I've gotten to high school. Knowing that people are actually going to be looking at my grades now instead of just my parents. I would say I have a healthy mix between the two. You know, if I have a test the next day and I also have a phone to fix, hopefully I'll study for the test instead of fixing the phone, and then I'll fix the phone the next day.
Because you get a lot of work, and you get, 6, 7 different classes, which you got tests coming up, quizzes, I got to study for this, I got to do this homework for that class, I got to remember I got a history exam next week, next Friday, which you don't remember until next Wednesday, and then it's very stressful, and if you don't go in that direction, it's not really going to help you in life. And the problem is now, back in the 70s, like my father, he's a vice president of sales at an insurance company, and I'm really happy for him because he was really successful, and he didn't go to college. He's a good example of that college and education isn't everything. Nowadays it's more required.
Personally, I think that you can really make yourself big anywhere, and the American dream isn't something that's just special to one country. It's something that's worldwide. If you're going to apply yourself to everything and you're going to get lucky, you'll make it anywhere. What's the key to success? Luck.
I think it's a great thing for a kid to run a business like that. I'm all about a kid taking the initiative and kind of reaching out and looking for business opportunities. So a kid running a detailing business, sure, he's got to work with a client, he's got to produce a good product where someone's going to come back.
When you got a customer coming at a predetermined time, you want to be as efficient as possible, especially when it takes 8 hours to do this. You don't want to be screwing around. And basically, you just use product and you just go over it completely, hit every square inch, because, when your customer comes back to look at the car, they want to know that you did a good job. And as soon as they see one thing that's off, like if they're walking around and they see, they left a little streak of wax or something, they're going to start looking for everything else that I missed. Because they're thinking, oh, if he missed this, what else did he miss? So you got to get it perfect.
I think a kid who has the financial means and the will and the drive to go to college should. I don't think college is for everyone. I think there's a lot of great opportunities for people who want to either hit the workforce or start their own company, go into the trades. Like I said, a college degree is a good option if you're that type of person. The problem is when you're not that type of person and you are pressured either by parents or guidance or peers or society into thinking that you need a college degree. The answer is that you do not need it.
I plan to go either to New York University, NYU, or University of Pennsylvania, UPenn.
I wouldn't necessarily say continue, but I'll definitely, continue it as a big business, I meant. I'll definitely continue it as a side job just to earn some little extra cash here and there. I've thought about a major in aeronautics, science, math, and business. It actually started not for the money, it started for the experience. My sister broke her phone, and I had to repair that one. And obviously I'm not going to mark up her price too much. Not because I don't want to, but because my mom wouldn't let me. So, it wasn't so much for the money that I started it, more for the experience actually. And the money comes with the experience, so.
You got to be ready to work, you got to be ready to go, and you got to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You got to see the goal, the end goal. For me, that was this. And I paid off the loan I took out on it.
It's a VW GTI Mark 7, and it's just been one of my dreams for a while. I like the color. I like red. Red's been, actually I have two favorite colors. I like purple too, but they don't sell it in purple. It's got dual exhaust. I custom put on myself. And yeah, it's awesome. It's a hoot.